Hello everyone. Welcome in to another episode of Good Morning NASDAQ with some live trading this morning, as always, starting at 9:15 Eastern, not your regular 8:45, because instead of going over the gappers, we will go over the gappers and some watch lists and some live trading for the first 15 to 20, 30 minutes. I'm joined by my two lovely faces and hosts, Mr. Hudson and Mr. Jebediah Corningstone.
Hello.
How are we
What's
doing?
going on, everybody?
Welcome in. We're also here with my lead analyst.
Very nice.
There, and then portfolio manager sleeping right there. So we're ready to rock and roll. We got the whole gang here, and looks like I don't want to say busy day, but eventful day, I would say. If I get started here, actually, as always, take job today. Make sure you like the like button, subscribe to the subscribe button, and let's get started. DXYZ here, huge runner about a week and a half ago or so, pulled back. We now had a big bounce. Little unbeknown to me until pretty much this day. SpaceX was having another launch. I don't know, it's probably their sixth launch in the last, I don't know, year. Don't quote me on those numbers, but they've had plenty, right? And I didn't know they were having one until in the morning, and I realized, oh, okay, it might be running or bouncing into what might be, I would think, a sell the news event. It's kind of, if the launch goes well, it's like it kind of everyone expected that. Every launch they've had has gone well, and if it doesn't go well, it's not going to look great. And so, I was actually busy during the time of the launch. I wasn't able to watch, but clearly the reaction, whether it was good or bad, told the story. And so now we're gapping down, almost 20%, about 16% right now, more like 20% the lows. I am short, looking to have this thing fade, maybe over multiple days back into the 30s or low 30s, if not sub 30. So there's no rush for me to do anything with it today, but we'll see if it can spike maybe back over 40 plus for maybe some ads. I'm not necessarily in a rush to add. I have kind of enough size as it is, but I technically still can add based on my risk parameters here. So we'll be watching this one. The one that everyone's been talking about, and I guess we will probably watch, is MSTR. Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy being is on this huge run with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at, where are we at with Bitcoin? We're at just over 94K per coin. And although that's been a hot run for Bitcoin, it's not nearly as big as what MSTR has offered here. It's now gone from practically a breakout of 200 all the way up to now 460. I am long from 130s, pretty much this little pullback here, this 4 to 5 day stretch. I got long, and I'm still long about, I don't know, 60 to 70% of my size. Definitely will be selling more today, especially if we go to 500. I'll probably get out at least half, maybe even more. I mean, the higher we go, the more inclined I'm to sell, because the bigger this move goes, the more likely I think a top is in. If you've watched any of MSTR's moves previously, it likes to go parabolic. It has that tendency. Back here in 2021, when Bitcoin ran huge, it was a massive parabolic. And then I don't know if we can even go back. For those who really know its history, back in the .com boom, if we can just go all the way back, if it even offers it, in 1999 and 2000, a massive parabolic move. Okay, so this thing has a very good history of doing so. We'll see how crazy it gets today. And that's that for this one. And then we have the gappers, but I'll leave that up to Huddy to talk about more.
All right. Q Huddy. You guys hear me?
Yep.
All right, I got four stocks on watch. Sorry, I didn't hear the first four from Kyle, so I might just repeat them if he did, because my internet was in and out. But the first one I'm kind of watching is Fannie Mae here, FNMA. I don't know if I'm probably going to miss it. It's probably not high on my priority list, but there is this nice trend with all these daily candles where we haven't really broken the previous day's low. And yesterday was kind of a first red day. So let's see if we get a little continuation. If we break into the 330s, maybe it goes down to 3 or 275, starts to unwind a little bit. At the end of the day, it's just not really all that well built of a chart for a first red day. So I don't know if I really care about it, but if I see it panic later, I would know why. So kind of half an eye there. DXYZ, I'm sure Carl already talked about it. I would kind of treat today as like a sell the news, overextended gap down setup, where if we do get some perk towards 46, towards yesterday's highs, I could be enticed to take a position for a first red day, risk those highs, and see if it can pull back sub 40. Uh, I would be watching that. UAVS is pretty much the only multi-day chart out there that I see. It's a smaller float, setting up for like a multi-day breakout off news of them visiting the White House, which I don't really care about the news, but it kind of feels Trump inspired, and that's kind of what's moving the market. So I think it's worthy of a watch, especially with that low float. But it's really got to make its way back towards 5 if I am going to play it. So that'll probably be something on watch for the afternoon. And then, yeah, MSTR, I'm sure Kyle already went over this one too, but it's beginning to speed up relative to its value. I think there's a day where if we have a blow off day, maybe come Friday, I'll be very interested in trying to trade this for maybe some kind of overextended gap up. I think for MSTR, that's what I would prefer. I don't want to chase any gap down into weakness, but if we do kind of blow off the top, that's the look I'm looking for in order to get short in the first place. Uh, so watching those four stocks for those actionable plays. The biggest gapper of the day is QSI Quantum, which has been a hot sector. We saw QUBT run, Ion Q is running. Now we have QSI. So the quantum space is getting some type of bid. Does that mean the stock is going to hold its gains? I don't know. I haven't done any research into the stock just yet. Uh, but I will be watching to short it as a gap and crap because it is a big gapper. And just gotta go with my systematic approach with it. I don't really have a choice there, regardless if I like the sector or not. The only thing I don't know about it is the float, and that kind of changes my approach.
Float
I
is
will
a big
find that
one.
out once I'm done talking.
I think it's like 100 mil.
All right, so that means I'll be pretty aggressive at the open, some type of wide risk approach, and then let it kind of spike in the morning, like a lot of these have been doing, and then look for some type of breakdown for the other half of my position. So watching QSI, and then the other one I'm watching is TNXP. This is one of the worst stocks in the market. Massive, massive ATM. I think it's like 400 million ATM. So that's not great. But this cheap area has been running, has been churning volume. So maybe they're taking advantage of this moment to get their stock price up to unleash some of that ATM. Either way, it's not a big enough gap right now for me to really be all that interested in. But if it starts to push really heavily into the 40s, 50s, I'll get interested in some type of short there as well. So those are the 6 stocks I'm kind of idly watching.
Nice.
And I guess I have SOAR to cover up from yesterday.
SOAR. Yeah, nice gap down. The other gapper I have my eye on, but I don't love it, is SLXN. I don't know. I kind of wish it was not selling off right now. It's up 72%, so technically it's up enough, but I would like it to be more 40 plus, maybe 45 plus. We'll have to see. But this is a third one. So, Dominic, talk to us.
Jim, yeah, kind of. For me, really slow day is what it's looking like. I don't see much out there. I had HCWB on reversal watch. After its red day yesterday and over 300% move on day one. I was going to ask Huddy about that dilution that he mentioned, just about how that would affect a bounce day. But that's down to 17% right now, so looking like it might not be today if it does bounce back. Which is, why I make the watch list the day before, come into the pre-market and just see what is still there so I can focus on, what I think right out of the gate needs my attention. MVST is another one that's been red for 4 days in a row now, 3 or 4 days in a row, and has faded nicely from that dollar area. Had a nice perk yesterday into the afternoon, which I don't love just because it kind of takes away from good risk reward. Because now if I bought randomly and wanted to risk yesterday's levels, I probably have to risk all the way down into the 40s. But watching that one out of the gate for some increased volume, maybe a red to green move and a bounce back towards 80. Similar thoughts to UAVS as Huddy. I think today will be telling if it stays on the watch list or disappears. If it fades below this 350 area, it's probably donezo. But if it has a green day back up into the mid to high fours, something worth watching for kind of a double breakout, multi-day, multi-week over the 480 to 520, 30 area. I did swing a small bit of Fannie Mae short after being long biased the past few breakouts. This most recent one was pretty weak, and struggled to get any morning pushes, and potentially opening up red this morning. So if it does set an easy risk level, maybe add some more and look for a fade sub 3. Um, and that's about it. I had plans all week about DXYZ, but all that stuff yesterday kind of makes me less interested in being down 15%. So we'll see if we get a spike there, but I doubt that I will participate in it.
Nice. Yeah, lots to watch. I was going to say something too about one of these tickers that I forgot. But anyways, let's take a look at the chat here. Management says Kyle's cat is sleeping on a $1,500 chair. That is correct. Putting its cat fur everywhere. Yep. And I have for numbers' sake, a $7,000 couch that they sleep on as well. So it is what it is. Anyways, Sure says QSI with NVIDIA. Oh, do they have NVIDIA news? Let's just double check. News. 1 hour ago. Next generation protein sequencing? Like protein as in... Oh no, collaboration with NVIDIA. But then what's this one? Next quarter. Are they like AI, what, with like protein powder? With food? Gains? Even more gains? Than you already get from your just amazing whey protein? I don't know. Too soon to the open to read this. But anyways. We'll have DXYZ. Let's get the 1 minute up. See if we get a spike. See if we don't, we'll see. It's quite the pull. When this pulled, I remember thinking it was an offering. And then I was like, wait a second, no, the launch just didn't do something. Anyways, 30 seconds here for the open. Feel free to ask questions. Just know that we probably won't get to them until at least 5 to 10 minutes in. And then we'll answer those for a few minutes, and then we'll be on our way. 20 seconds. As always, like the like button, subscribe to the subscribe button. I haven't liked it yet. Only 26 likes. I believe in us that we can do bigger than that. Give them a number, Dom. What are we thinking?
What are we at? Mine's stuck on 17. What is it at?
I think I'm on 26.
Yeah, we'll be fine with 50.
There we go.
We like 50. We don't want to increase it and make you guys feel like you're working towards a goal that you'll never achieve.
Do a little double. So unfortunately, into the open, I mean, right away, TNXP sold off even more. So I don't love that weakness. So maybe it has a spiker pop burst. LXN or SLXN, same thing here. So I don't love that. It's not really my favorite. You know, they're both lower than where I already didn't love them. So we'll have to see. But so far, nothing for DXYZ.
I did my typical half size short kind of right at the open there on QSI. I usually go with really risk on this amount, and it's really small size. Just kind of let it play out its morning chop and then look for another entry for the rest of my size later, hopefully at a higher price.
Nice. QSI, you said?
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. Very good. MSTRs.
May breaking those lows.
What's breaking lows?
Fannie Mae that we talked about through 330s.
Oh.
See if that starts a panic or not.
Yeah. I'm going to likely miss it. I might if it works really well, I might regret it, but I haven't this run is surprisingly I have not traded this well. This is not most runs I've been pretty good and traded it decently. This one has not been that. So it would be.
Yeah, I feel like I've been up a lot unrealized on the run, but I really haven't done anything with it just because of the random panics and
yeah. A lot of potential, not so much execution here. So if this dies, this would be symbolic that I'm not really looking to short it that much, or not at all, really. I don't even have any shares borrowed, so my motivation for this one's low.
Not to borrow shares. It's easy to borrow.
Say it again, Huddy.
that is true.
It's easy to borrow. You don't have to borrow shares.
You don't? I feel like I usually do. Even if they are cheap, they're usually. Oh yeah, I don't have to borrow. Interesting. That's the first. At least for me on an OTC. Let's see, DXYZ. Trying to bounce a bit. No idea how low it goes today. If it never goes below 35, which was after hours low, or honestly yesterday's low, it kind of did almost a perfect, not perfect, but almost a slight double bottom. Wouldn't shock me if it doesn't go below that today, but also if it goes below that today, I'd also be like, oh, okay, makes sense. So I'm kind of open for any kind of range today. I don't really have much expectations on this one. So we'll see. MSTR pushing 470s. If this goes to 500, I will be queuing up the sell orders. Speaking of which, let me actually just get prepared to do that across the board here. I own MSTR in numerous accounts, so we're going to have to get like 3 or 4 orders set. Let's do that there.
Okay. That's exciting.
Yeah, huge run. I did not expect this run to be this quick at this moment in time. I thought Bitcoin would get a little higher first before we saw this thing go oodles higher than what Bitcoin was doing. Excuse me.
Bless you.
But anyways, nothing. Oh, QSI halted up. Pretty impressive for a low flow, or not low flow, for a high, for a called a high float. We don't want to say high float, but float is large, indicating 169. DXYZ new high a day and the morning spike here. If this gets to 42, 43, I might start to get interested, but we'll see if it even gets there. Okay. TNXP. Trying to bounce a bit. SLXN also spiking a bit. So maybe these come back a bit more, but so far, nothing massive. Nothing crazy. Mark R asks, Dom, APLM not reversal criteria? I think I know why, but let me guess if I look at the chart. Never really ran, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of one day, and I guess it's kind of similar to HCWB, but APLM didn't run as far. 10 cents to 35, so 200 and something percent. It just kind of feels like anyone who got squeezed got squeezed out that day, and if they shorted higher, they got paid that day. It's below yesterday's base right now, but I'm really just not a fan of the one-day runners unless the range is really, really big. Which is a decent range here, but yeah, for some reason I just really don't like it. What was your reason, Kyle?
That
I
yeah,
just
it's
don't
not,
like the one-day runs.
Yeah, it's not a multi-day runner. You know, it did, I guess, technically run one day, but I think the best bounces come from ones that people have seen go multiple days. I mean, DXYZ, right? Perfect example. You know, it had multiple days of running, and so to catch any solid move of a bounce, I think people felt pretty confident in joining that trend after seeing this, not seeing, something like this. So, still halted. QSI should be, well, it's going to open up in 30 seconds roughly, so that should be coming soon. DXYZ failure so far, just under 40. MSTR also pulling back now a bit. Bitcoin is as well. Excuse me. QSI open.
Down?
Down now. Wow, this is interesting. Why is my chart not loading? Did it just immediately start? No, it couldn't have. Oh, now it's not.
Going back up.
Yeah, back up. All right, interesting. I don't know why it's not loading my candle here because I have literally another chart up here, and it literally has a green candle that's not this green candle. Very weird. Oh my god, coming back. This I don't know. I don't know if insiders own most of the float, but this is not trading like 100 million share float. This is quite crazy.
Nice little panic here down to the 310s.
Fannie Mae. Nice.
Sorry about that.
Sorry. Congrats to anyone who got short this thing. Looking good. This goes, I don't know. I don't want it. This goes more, if this panics to like the high twos, mid twos, and does it in a way that doesn't bounce, so like literally next 10 to 15 minutes is this kind of a panic, I might be interested in a dip buy. We'll see here.
Been a minute since we've done that.
I know. I'm kind of scared. I'll be a little bit rusty here, but let's see. But, you know, we're only down 10%, and typically I like something that panics 20% or more. So if we're down, yeah, we would need at least 270 for me to maybe get involved, be a 20% panic. So let's see if we can do it. We got a ways to go. And I imagine 3 might have some psychological round number support. We'll have to find out. We get there 305 right now. Amelia says ARCS first red day looks good. ARCS. I think you got the wrong ticker there. ACRS it looks like. Yeah.
A little piece of Fannie there at 304.
Covered?
A little piece.
Nice.
I don't see sub 3. I'm greedy.
I don't blame you. Yeah, this one's not bad though. ACRS. A little bit of liquid today. Well, it's just started, but 3 million shares. No, not 3 million. How much volume is today? How much is up? I gotta pull up the chart or pull up the level 2. No, 1.2 million. So yeah, I mean, it'll have more volume throughout the day, but certainly not as much as yesterday. So yeah, not bad. I didn't have this on my watch list, but if I did, I don't know if I'd be short or not. It's not that great looking, but it is a first red nonetheless. So arguably, I should be short, but sub 3 for Fannie, nice. Also, MSTR starting to panic a bit because Bitcoin's pulling a little. But let's watch Fannie here, see if it can do it. Down 12%. Yeah, over 3 now. Did you cover any more there under 3, Dumb?
Yeah, I got some at 97 and then I had 93, but it barely didn't get there.
Nice, yeah, low 95. I hate when that happens. Happens to me quite frequently, actually. Pull my order in.
Let's see what this bounce does and make some decisions.
Yeah. Sometimes I think I have a talent for finding the bottom but never filling. It happens a lot. Where if I was short at Fannie Mae, I would have my order at 294, and I'd have it there before the panic started.
Yep.
And I'd be like, classic.
I do it all the time with the most inconsequential amount of shares too.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it just like moving your order up 3 cents just doesn't like makes you $30 less, but you're like, nope, we're gonna hold it there. We're gonna keep our order there. That stock is coming to me. Anyways, guys, feel free to keep asking questions here. The dust has kind of started to settle. MSTR coming back now with some vengeance. And that's the one thing too. I mean, obviously, I'm biased being long already, but even if I wasn't long, I honestly wouldn't be all that jazzed about the short just yet. Only because I think it could do a little more, right? If we look at like SMCI back in earlier this year, I mean, this went from a breakout of call it 30 or 300 back then, or 350, as high as almost 1100. So what? That's at least what 2x, 3x, approaching a 4x. MSTR here, if we look at the same idea around the breakout level of 200, yes, it ran quite a bit into it, but it was a bit of a choppy run into it. It wasn't necessarily that extended going into 200. We're only at a 2x and approaching a 2.5x. So not saying SMCI is the perfect poster child to compare everything to, but in terms of how extended a large cap in this space can get, if it were to replicate SMCI, that means, God, what's almost a 4x? 800 for MSCI. I don't think it goes there in this run, but to make you realize that like it's not as extended as it could be. Yes, it is extended by the definition of just naturally, yeah, it's up 100% in less than a month. But in terms of how crazy it could get, it's not quite there yet. Doesn't mean it has to be, but that's why also from a trying to be as unbiased as I can be while being long is, even if I wasn't, I wouldn't be all that jazzed about shorting it right here. Put it this way: if it died today, it would die without me being short. But if this goes over 500 a day, and then maybe gaps up to like 550, 600, then I'm gonna have to be like, okay, time to think about significantly selling my long and actually think about getting some short. But we'll see. QSI still going. Nothing crazy. TNXP back down. Unfortunate, so I'll probably miss that one. SLXN.
Covered the rest of my SOAR here.
SOAR? SOAR changed their ticker to fall. Covered it here, Eddie?
Dive. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a better one.
My goal is generally to cover it up in the first 30 minutes.
Nice. Yeah, dive's a better one. SLXN still grinding up a bit. DXYZ pulling back more slightly. So eventful, but nothing. No trading from here at this moment. If I wasn't short DXYZ, I probably would have tried to short some there, but I already have, again, like I said, plenty short. So no rush to add more, like a madman. Excuse me. But anyway, it's going to be around another 5 minutes or so. Feel free to ask your questions, get them in. But as always, also Wine Wednesday night. Dom and Huddy will be there. I unfortunately won't be. I will be flying or just landing, roughly around when Wine Wednesday roughly begins.
Landing,
yeah, in the sky, southwest. So we'll get on that southwest Wi-Fi. Probably watch the close as I take off.
Alaska is the best Wi-Fi.
Oh, amazing! I love Alaska.
where does that fly to? I've never even had the chance to fly it.
Alaska.
Alaska's pretty. It's pretty.
You wouldn't
it's funny.
survive long in Alaska.
Well, it's funny. Southwest doesn't really do Southwest anymore. They kind of do everywhere. Whereas Alaska, I think, is like Southwest. It's like also Northwest because it's Alaska, but it's Western. Right? They go to Alaska. They go to Hawaii, California, maybe some Oregon, Washington. In that area.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm a Delta girl.
Well, yeah, you have the massive Delta hub. When I landed there, I was like, holy crap, this place is huge.
It's nice.
It's literally Delta's terminal alone is bigger than all of San Diego's airport.
I've never been in the rest of the actual airport,
Yeah, the other terminal
the non-Delta.
with the non-Delta peasants, the other
Yeah,
airlines
exactly.
there. Yeah. FFIE here. I know we didn't talk about it because there's no really reason
Oh
to.
no.
But yeah, I do want to bring it up here because it is starting to pop, and I've put my new trade plan is putting a weekly stop in for the previous week's high, and so originally it was up here, now it's down here, and now it's at 165. So if we get spiking here and we break 165, I will cover my swing just from a trailing stop standpoint. Not like this pops anything meaningful, but on the daily chart we are getting some more green candles in a row here versus this nice fade. So just taking a mental note.
How's the Reddit doing there? Have you checked it recently?
I'm scared to check. Me and Huddy actually talked about it yesterday, but I have not looked at the Reddit, and I'm sure their morale is very low because this thing is literally at like what 3-4 cents post split or pre split. So this is right.
If
back
anything,
down.
it's a great lesson
Yes, indeed.
for a lot of people and how your shares can become worthless.
Yeah, very quickly. QSI holding down now.
Having a great time.
Yeah, not short yet. And it's
Does
awkward.
Huddy short that?
Yeah, I have a position from 155, and I'm looking to add another position soon here.
Nice. I should be as
Two
well. But
positions.
I'm not really,
Whoa.
I'm not really sure on how I want to approach this one. This kind of has like multiple lower, and they're all like just a wick. It's not even multiple candles. So I don't really trust these. But I also don't love low a day. That's kind of, yeah, it's icky. But MSTR, holy moly. So much for that low a day. That caught some shorts off guard, I'm sure. Pretty impressive. Anyways, Matt Monaco says, rumor has it Matt Monaco showing up tonight. Yes, Matt Monaco and possibly Mr. Tui on Wine Wednesday tonight, so stay tuned for that one. Sorry, Matt, I can't be there, but I will be flying to a place near you, so maybe we hang out in the next week or two if you're not out of town. You could just say it took ACRS short today, was pre-market too soon before the trend was really confirmed, question mark. I feel like I wouldn't have placed an order in time after the market open. Let's take a look here, because yeah, it did gap down. I mean, yeah, you either had to, the first candle of panic was out the open. So, I mean, if you were quick, you could have gotten short pretty much where you would have gotten short pre-market, right? You could have gotten the 440s, maybe 430s, and not been that far off from pre-market action. And I probably would have done a little bit of both. I probably would have started in pre-market, but again, pre-market's so liquid, so it's not like I could have gotten much or even any. And so it would have been probably out the open. I would have tried to get short some, immediately. Probably be covering around here. We're at 10% pull. It's only up. Yeah, it's only up but less than 100%. So this pull here to 4, maybe high 3s would be about as much as I'm looking for. But no, trying to think about pre-market short, I don't think is the wrong move. I think full size pre-market is probably not the best move because that could have easily spiked. But once you get some kind of confirmation that this immediately is selling out the open with like the tape in level 2, I certainly would have attempted to get full size if I was watching this one. So yeah, decent red day, decent solid one. So again, volume is just so low. It always trips. I want volume to be lower on first red days, but I when they get too low like this, it starts to trip me out of like, you want less buyers than the front side, so that naturally volume should be lower, but you still want sellers. And so when there's this little of sellers, it's like I'm like, where did the sellers go? Like, are they not scared of giving away profits? But anyways, Matt Monaco leaves Thursday. Well, damn it. But I'm there till December 2nd, so if you get back anytime before that, then we'll grab a beer.
You don't drink beer.
Yeah, I know. We'll grab a mog.
Oh, what a lie.
Nikita already covered his or hers ACRS. Didn't trade size yet. It wasn't hard position pre-market. Yeah, totally understand. Pre-market was quite a liquid.
Come on, Fanny, break the lows.
Looking good. Yeah, not a strong bounce.
I'm gonna pull the 293 one. That should get it going.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, if I tried to dip by this thing and only went to 305, I would not be a happy camper. I would definitely be thinking I'm going to stop out low a day. DXYZ rolling over, new low day. Nice to see.
When did you short that yesterday in after hours?
I unfortunately, for those who were in the chat, knew I took a starter, well, too big of a starter here, in the 36, 37 range, with risk on 50. So when it started bouncing, I was a bit upset how much I had, because if I had less, even less than I thought I should have had it, or would have been adding here, because I would have been able to risk still 50, but because by 50 would have been pretty much how much I wanted to lose. Didn't get to add until the crack, and then I added at 41 on this, like, I'll zoom in, it's hard to see. On this literal pop, I just had an order sitting at, like, I literally missed this crack. I said, okay, great, if it bounces, let me just sit on 41. Got lucky that it literally topped right there. I thought it could have honestly done 42 or 43. But added that and then moved my risk down to 46 now. So that move down from 50 to 46 gave me some wiggle room to add to 41. So unfortunately, I still have like a high 30s average here. So not up a ton, but again, for those who are in the clover room know I've had taken a swing approach here. So, I think this thing will be back below this low in the next couple of weeks. So in the 20s would be nice, but so far so good.
Kyle's definitely a swinger.
We're swing shorting this year. It's been working fairly well.
I'm not sure you can call someone a swinger like that. It has a connotation to it.
That too. Swing day trading.
It's a dual meaning
Swing
for
trading.
Kyle.
Definitely not a dual meaning.
He's ambidextrous.
He's known for wearing the upside down pineapples.
Yeah, right. Top tennis. How can I join the Clover Room? Go to clovertrading.io. Let me put it in the chat here. Feel free to go in there, click the shop tab on the top of the website, and pick whatever tier or plan works best for you. And we'd love to have you in there. You can join 4Leaf for some webinars and video lessons, or join 3Leaf just for the access of the chat and alerts and watch lists. So, well, anyways, guys, any last comments, concerns, things to leave the people with for the day?
From us?
Sure, or the chat to us, either or.
Hadi, what do you have to say?
I have to say that I wanted to thank you all for coming today and being on the show with us, making the show a possibility. We wouldn't be anything without you guys.
Nice. I like that. It's true.
Yeah. What's some wisdom we can leave with?
Dom, so for inside a sneak peek, yesterday Huddy and I went on a podcast, and the host asked us any final words, and I said if Dom was here, he would say, "Be the best version of yourself you can be," and that was my last saying.
It's great advice.
Yeah.
Because it kind of covers all the points,
Covers all your bases.
And it's true, how many of us are really doing that on a day-to-day basis,
Yeah. So.
But yeah, all right, we will see you guys tonight. Take it easy out there. If the market's slow for you, you don't need to be aggressive just because other people are. I'm finding little opportunities. I'm coming back quite slow. Talked about it in my webinar yesterday. Trying to just pick my spots, 1 or 2 trades a day. I don't want to stress anymore with trading. I saw what that can do. And yeah, there's 293. Didn't get it now because I pulled it. But yeah, just enjoy trading. Have fun with it. We're supposed to have fun here, all right? And making money is fun. So if you can just prioritize the best plays, the best setups, and then leave the crap to someone else, you're going to be in the right direction. Going in the right direction.
Speaking of crapping.
Beautiful. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you guys later. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.